No, I don't want to talk to her. I spoke to her last week, for God's sake. She can sort it out for herself this time. Well, if you can sort it out for her, bloody well sort it out then. Why are you bothering me?
Roger, is everything okay?
No, of course everything's not okay. I've got a report to finish by the end of the day, and the bloody phone keeps ringing. And in case you've forgotten, I'm on tablets that make me short-tempered. Is that enough for you, or do I need to add more?
Yeah, come on, Rog. Look, everybody knows you're trying to give up smoking, and we know it's hard, but, look, you just don't seem to be yourself today at all.
Just leave it, Jasmine, will you? I'm not in the mood. For God's sake!
I'd better go and see if he's okay.
Are you sure, Jazz? He's really not happy today.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I don't expect we'll be too long, but I'd better go and have a quiet word.
I know. I'm completely out of order. It's these damn tablets. They make me so bad-tempered. I mean, it even says so on the list of side effects, so it's not just an excuse. I'll call Helen and apologize to her. Maybe I should move to a different office on my own. One without a phone.
Roger, look, I know you're determined to give up smoking this time, and I know about the tablets and I know how they affect you, but look, it just feels like it's more than that. You look as though you've got this big black cloud just wrapped all around you, and, well, it's just not like you. We've worked together for quite a while now, and I just wanted to say that if I can help in any way at all, I will, so, well, I just don't like seeing you like this.
It's okay. I'll be all right. Thanks, really, honestly, but there's nothing you can do. And you're right. It's not just the smoking or the tablets. It's down to me, really. I've just got to see it through.
Well, look, if it would, help to talk to somebody about whatever's going on, then, talk to me. I'm happy to listen. Well, I'm doing this counselling skills training. Well, they teach you to be a better listener, so, well, you never know. It might help you to sort things through if you talk to somebody about it.
A counsellor? I don't really think I need a counsellor. Do I really look that bad?
Well, I'm a long way from being a counsellor, Rog, but, the listening skills are really useful. So, well, look, anything that you say will stay just between the two of us. It wouldn't go any further, I promise.
Oh, I know you can keep a secret. You never join in the office gossip.
Well, except if you were in any danger, or if somebody else was in any danger, then I might have to break the confidentiality agreement, as they say, so...
There's nothing like that.
Well, okay. Well, I reckon we can spare 10 minutes then, so... Well, why don't we go into Bill's office? Because then it would be private, and he's away all week, so no one would disturb us.
I don't know. Look, it's really kind of you, thanks, but, I've got so much to do.
Yeah, I know you're busy, Rog, but if you think about it, you're not having smoking breaks anymore, so I think you can spare 10 minutes. Look, what do you think? Come on.
I don't know. Well, all right. Let's get on with it then. The thing is, you see, I'm not used to talking about myself. I'm more of sort of a, someone who sorts it out for themselves. I just get on with it. But talking about myself, the chance would be a fine thing.
You're the kind of person who just sort things out for themselves. Yeah, so talking to me must be quite hard. I'm wondering if it's hard because I'm younger than you are, and it's obvious that you've had more life experience than I have.
No, it's not that. Not really. Just that I'm used to my own company. I don't talk to other people very much.
That sounds, I suppose, I don't know, a bit lonely, really. And how about your relationship with your daughter? You talk about her very fondly.
Oh, she's a good girl. A bit preoccupied at the moment with new baby and everything.
Oh, Roger. Oh, yeah, she's expecting, isn't she? Isn't the baby due soon?
She had it last week.
Last week? Well, why didn't you say anything? Oh, Roger, I'm so sorry. Is there something wrong with the baby? Oh, I shouldn't have spoken.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Mother and baby, both doing well.
Okay.
Both back at home.
Okay. Well, you didn't say anything to anyone here. Oh, of course, you had Thursday off, didn't you? Oh, and I didn't even ask. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't put two and two together.
Not your fault. Actually, the baby arrived the day before. A bit earlier than expected, but she's fine. They're all fine. I booked that day off as annual leave months ago. It was, you could say, sort of an anniversary.
An anniversary? I'm sensing this is very difficult for you, Roger.
Yeah. Last Thursday was 10 years ago to the day that my wife died. I can't quite believe it. It feels like last week.
It's still so raw, even though it was 10 years ago. I'm so sorry, Roger, I didn't know.
Why would you? You never met Soraya. I wish you had. She was very special.
Special. Would you like to talk about her, Roger?
Well, where do I start? She was half Iranian. She had the most beautiful eyes I'd ever seen. And shiny black hair. That smile.
I can see the sadness in your eyes as you remember her and how beautiful she was. You must miss her terribly.
I think of her every day, every single day. She was my everything, my reason for living, to get up in the morning.
Your reason to live.
And yet my daughter has just had a little girl, a new generation. It's time to look to the future, but it's hard. Oh, I'm being stupidly selfish. I have a beautiful, healthy granddaughter and a daughter and a son-in-law who are both pleased as punch. What more can anyone ask for?
Rog, you're telling me the most wonderful news, and yet there's no joy in your voice.
Joy? Not really. No joy, really. Just memories of the past and what might have been. Soraya should have been here. Our child, our grandchild. And when they gave me the baby to hold, all I could think about was myself and how miserable I was.
And you were holding your new grandchild and all you could think about was how miserable you were feeling.
Jasmine, Soraya and I were so happy together. And when we found out Julia was on the way, we were over the moon. Another little dark-eyed princess for me to adore. And then when she arrived, she turned out to be a suet-faced dumpling, just like her dad.
So Julia looks like you, not like her mum.
She certainly does. Oh, I'm just joking. She's lovely and such a good girl. She's kind and funny, just like her mum. Hard worker too. Oh, I can't believe I almost lost her. What a fool I would have been. What I would have missed.
You almost lost Julia.
Well, in a way. I mean, she didn't almost die or anything like that. But when my wife died, I just couldn't cope. I shut down, withdrew from life, I suppose. Jazz, I have no reason to be proud of myself. I was never a good father. Not at any time, but certainly not then. She really needed me. Julie was 15 when her mom died. Just coming up to exams and career choices and all that. Hormones, all the things her mother would have dealt with. And instead, she just had me, all wrapped up in my own problems and not able to help her at all. I couldn't even look after myself, let alone her. And then I barely spoke to her for a couple of years. Then she was off to university, and it was too late. Poor little girl.
Too late, and yet it sounds as though you get along now.
No, that's because she's such a good girl and a forgiving sort of soul. She gave me the chance to make it up to her. But it must have been hard on her.
You know, you sound as though you're blaming yourself, and yet Julia has forgiven you for not being able to be there for her because of the pain or the loss, you know, because you were hurting too much.
I was hurting too much. But it's more than that, really. I think I went a bit mad for a while. It's like I didn't want to go on living without Soraya. That's when I started smoking really heavily. And I've been a heavy smoker ever since. I didn't care what it was doing to me. Why would I care? I really didn't want to go on living, I felt, without her.
That sounds so sad, Roger, and you sound as though you had lost your reason to live.
Well, that's how it was for me. I can't imagine how Julia felt. Lost her mom, and her dad was on a crash course to self-destruction. But she stuck by me. We muddled through. And then there was suddenly a new baby on the way, and it was strange, Jasmine. It's like someone had taken the blinkers off me or something, and I didn't want to live that way anymore.
You found your reason to live.
That's it, exactly. A new generation, hope for the future. And also, I didn't want to be around a new baby reeking of smoke. So when Julia made the announcement, I was determined to quit. But it's been really hard. That's why I went to the doctor for the tablets. I didn't think I could do it by myself.
You know, I used to be quite a smoker. I was only 15 when I started. My parents never found out. But, you know, as time went along, I started to realise I was beginning to really depend on them, and I got quite scared. So, well, you know, I managed to quit okay, but I can imagine after 10 years it must have been quite, well, really hard.
It was really hard. I hadn't realised what a big part of my life it had become. A way of coping, I suppose. The tablets seem to be helping, but they make me so bad-tempered. She's a beautiful baby, strong and healthy, but it was such a shock seeing her for the first time.
It was such a shock.
Well, you see, she's the image of Soraya. I don't know, it was like there was this little girl, little baby with a shock of black hair and almond eyes and golden skin. I don't know. My heart just stopped beating, I think, for a minute. You see, Julia's as fair as I am, and her husband's a red-haired Scotsman.
Oh.
And, I mean, it was like there was baby Soraya. No, I certainly wasn't expecting that.
Must have been a big surprise.
It was a huge surprise, especially as it was the day before the anniversary. It brought back all sorts of feelings to the surface, I can tell you. But I didn't reach for the cigarettes. That's one good thing.
Yeah, that's very good. Well done. Roger, how are you feeling right now?
How am I feeling? Well, I suppose I'm feeling rather ridiculous, actually. I'm sorry for being so selfish.
You know, you've called yourself selfish quite a few times now, and I'm not sure it's true. I mean, you've been through such an awful lot of pain, and you weren't expecting your new grandchild to bring back all of those feelings about your wife.
I certainly wasn't, but I do feel a bit ridiculous. I mean, it was a good surprise, a wonderful surprise. She's going to be a beautiful young lady.
With a family who loves her.
Definitely. Do you know, I think I'm beginning to feel rather excited about the baby. At last. I still feel a bit stupid, though, for reacting how I did. What an idiot. I must be the luckiest man in the world. So why am I going around feeling sorry for myself and biting everyone's heads off? I should be around at my daughter's house, getting to know my little princess.
I think you're going to have a wonderful time getting to know her, Roger, and I wouldn't be too hard on yourself for being emotionally unsettled. You've been on an emotional roller coaster one way or another.
Could say that.
You know, you could think about going to see a proper counsellor, somebody who's properly trained, not somebody like me who's just starting to learn about it all.
Now who's being hard on herself? No, you've been a real help. I mean it. And it couldn't have been easy for you to stand up to me when I was in that mood. You're going to be a really good counsellor. And I'm sorry for being such a pain.
It's okay, Roger. You don't need to apologise. But you have been through an awful lot, so do really think about going to see someone who's properly trained. Your doctor could put you in touch with somebody.
Well, I'll see how it goes. I think I'm going to be too busy for all that sort of thing for a while. These little girls can be quite demanding.
Yeah, they certainly can. Well, Roger, let's see. Well, yeah, we've had our 10 minutes that we agreed on. Are you okay to finish now?
Definitely. It was good to talk. And you know the bit about confidentiality, well, don't worry about it. I don't mind if you tell the others what we talked about.
No, I honestly wouldn't dream of it. That would be totally unethical. And anyway, this has been about you and nobody else. You know, if you wanted to tell people yourself, then I'm sure they would be thrilled for you. You know, a fresh start and all that.
Yeah, fresh start. I like the sound of that. Jasmine, just thanks.